Hey, what's up guys? Everything Apple Pro here, and I've spent almost a week with the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, and I've been recording clips, going places, and in this video I want to go ahead and put a definitive test comparing the Galaxy S9 Plus to the iPhone X and seeing which one is better in which situations, from low light, super bright, motion, 4K 60, slow motion. Let's go ahead and see how they compare, in which ways one is better or worse, and just overall see for yourselves which one suits you better. All right, boys and girls, we're starting off in the Pacific Northwest in the snowy mountains. So went out for a hike. That didn't exactly work out. We got stuck, so went on a little walk at least, and immediately from the computer, I couldn't tell this from the devices themselves, I could see that the colors look so different. I mean, look at the sweatshirt of Constantine here walking in front of the camera. You can tell the color of the sweatshirt on the Galaxy S9 Plus, but on the iPhone X, it looks black. That is so mysterious to me. I don't understand how the colors can be so different. And from there, you look at the snow, and it looks a lot more icy and blue on the Galaxy S9. I can tell you, this was not how it looked in person. I mean, we all know what snow looks like in person. It really doesn't look that icy blue. It's more of a white, crystal clear white, and the iPhone definitely represented that better. And this is something I seem to always say because it simply is the truth. The iPhone has boring colors, but real life isn't very exciting. The Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus seems to put some sort of filter of vibrancy to the actual footage that doesn't exist in real life. And do take note, this is 4K. This is shot in auto modes for both. I didn't tweak any setting, didn't make any adjustments to the lighting. The whole point was where you can take this, pick it up, you know, run and gun type of shooting where you don't have to adjust the settings yourself. And if you guys do choose the S9, you might have to tweak the colors a little bit because really I don't like what it's doing to the footage. Yes, it makes it look a lot cooler, but that's not how it is. You know, it's modifying reality for you and making it look a little bit cooler than it actually is. So in this scene, I was actually raising it to the sun to see if we could get a shutter issue on either one of these. And the iPhone X still has remnants of the old shutter bug that I shared with you on the iPhone 7 Plus. In dark to light transitions, it will actually have chop, which is interesting that Apple still has that there. And you'll notice it throughout this video. It's definitely better versus old iPhones, but going from dark to light, there's a very nasty transition in some of the darker areas. So keep an eye on that. So once we start getting into more foliage, you can see the trees are really green. Like the camera definitely upped the saturation and a lot more color there than usual. Next, we went to a beach, and these colors are going to be a little bit different here as we're getting closer to sunset. This is shot in 4K 60 frames per second, and I cut it in half to get that slow motion cinematic effect. And this actually shocked me. When slowing the footage down, the Galaxy S9 is janky, it's jumping around, it seems really mechanical. I'm not sure if this is the digital stabilizer that's interrupting the footage, but I did not like this. The iPhone is like actually usable. You can put it into a low budget music video or something like that. It's smooth. The Galaxy S9 Plus on the left, the transitions, you know, it's just bad. And I'm wondering if you can turn that off in the settings because I didn't see an option for turning off the stabilizer itself. But again, I was holding these with my hands. Maybe if you were to use a gimbal, you'd get some better results here. See, when I pan, you start noticing that jankiness on the Galaxy S9 Plus. And I hope I'm not being too critical. This is literally just what I'm observing from this footage. Anyways, 4K quality though on its own is pretty dang good. 4K 60, I feel like Samsung needs to do a software update or something because it did not seem well polished. Otherwise, I noticed one of the strengths of the Galaxy S9 Plus is in really well lit situations. When you've got a light source beaming down on the subject, or you're filming directly, you know, behind the sun, your subject is in front of the sun, that's what I mean. You're going to notice that the Galaxy S9 Plus can get a lot more detail and color. The dynamic range is much better on the Galaxy S9 Plus. The iPhone starts looking flat as it's focusing either on the subject or on the bright light. The Galaxy S9 Plus can do a little bit better of both. So I definitely noticed that was a strength of the S9 Plus throughout shooting this entire time. And if you actually look at the water, look at how much more saturated it is in this shot. Like, it is so much more colorful in the S9. I do hereby declare. What is this? Front-facing video test. So the Galaxy is capable of 1440p, so a little bit higher than the iPhone's HD resolution. And just want to see the quality. We've got the witching hour upon us. Sunset's happening soon. So I have a lot of light behind me, and the iPhone really likes to dark my face out, but on the Galaxy it's a little bit more visible. Watch that out. It's all right. Hard to tell from the phones, but
flip them and record forward.
Both seem adequate. No, I just wanted to do a test of front facing. And another one with boring foliage. Here's our subject against the blue background. It's very, very close. iPhone's a little grayer, flat. Doesn't really pick up those colors as well in this situation. But yeah, all right. Next location. And slow motion on the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus is obviously a strong suit, as it can do 960 frames per second at 720p, but only for 0.2 seconds. And actually using this feature, the automatic version of it where it detects the motion is, in my opinion, very terrible. It's very bad at noticing that motion and starting the recording, and trying to do it manually, you just can't capture it. I tried it, we tried it many times with many different things, and I always did it either too soon or too late, which was pretty annoying. But it is pretty dang funny and awesome to do this. So overall, slow motion is a huge advantage on the S9 Plus over the iPhone Xs. Damn, this is shady. This is about to fall. It's like caving in. I'm gonna go for a swim. Damn, derelict. This is literally like gonna break. I don't know.
Are we gonna like go straight through?
They would rather not fix it and just block it off.
Record those giant things over there. You know, like...
Alright, sweet deal. Just in the sun shots here. And the live portrait mode on both was actually pretty dang good. I feel like the Galaxies brings out a little bit more color, more vibrancy out of the image. But in general, photography on the iPhone X surprised me. The Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus was flatter here versus the iPhone X. The iPhone X was able to bring out more color in most of the pictures that I took, which is surprising. So Samsung applies a filter to their video, but not so much to their photos. They're more untouched, you can say, which is a good thing. So both of these were very close. I was surprised to find that the iPhone and Galaxy are very similar in terms of the crop. The Galaxy doesn't really have much of a wider advantage over the iPhone X. Usually in the past, the Galaxies had a really wide angle lens, but things were very close here. I mean, surprisingly very close. The Galaxy S9, though, did a lot better, again, with the dynamic range. As you can see here, the subjects are a lot more lit here as well, too. Overall, though, it extremely surprised me with its picture-taking ability, as well as the iPhone X, though. And a couple more focus tests. So one in 1080p to really see the advantages of the dual optical image stabilizer for both lenses. Again, both of these phones do have this feature. And the Galaxy, as you can see, just was super jittery. The software was cropping the video erratically. The iPhone felt a lot more natural. And this is a really good example of this when I'm actually holding each of them in my hand individually again. And yeah, the iPhone wins here hands down. The stability on the Galaxy, I don't know why it's so bad. And here, as I zoom in during video, you really start to see the advantages of a dual optical image stabilizer setup. So the telephoto lens is now stabilized and both are very stable, but the Samsung Galaxy wins here hands down as everything is in focus. There's a lot less grain, especially when you go to 6 times the zoom. Samsung really nailed the zooming capabilities on this one and everything stays in focus. It's sharp. I definitely noticed that if you will be using the zoom feature, the Samsung phone is going to be the winner here. I mean, I tried to focus it, really didn't want to have it on the iPhone X. It was just not very sharp. Okay, and probably the one all of you guys were waiting for, low light capability. One of the biggest selling factors of the Samsung Galaxy S9 series is that it has a dual aperture lens. It can open up to as wide as 1.5 f-stops, which on a smartphone is unprecedented. So I went out to downtown and really immediately I could tell the difference. Things were a lot less noisier. You can make out way more detail if you zoom in. I mean, take a look at the lights in the very background. You'll notice they're very sharp on the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. It accepts light a lot better. It's very, very clear. And the noise is still there, but digitally, Samsung has handled it. But the fact that it has a wider aperture helps so much. So the iPhone here is darker. It can't really keep up. Even though I thought it did a very good job when it came out, the S9 Plus here is a hands down winner. I mean, everything was so much sharper for all of the lights in the dark, I definitely noticed the Galaxy had that down. It's still not amazing, but when comparing it to the iPhone 10, it's much better. And this is the best low light footage I think you're going to get out of any modern smartphone without actually going to a mirrorless or DSLR camera. When zooming in as well, you can see the detail, the noise. It's a lot more apparent that the Galaxy S9 has it down. Although on the iPhone, it does a very good job as well, especially when you focus on the lights. Everything else stays dark around it. But look at this shot right here. So much grain on the iPhone. Ugh. Now I'm sure most of you guys won't be taking a lot of pictures in the pitch black. If you were to do that, you would use flash. But the benefits of the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus's camera, the dual aperture lens system, is actually a lot more apparent than that. Throughout the few days that I've been shooting with the S9 Plus, in any situation where there's a very dark subject, it picks it up so much better, the detail and color from it. I noticed that. I mean, this shot right here really illustrates that very well. As you can see, it's bringing in a lot more light into the camera, and this is automatic. Again, no extra settings, no post-processing. The iPhone 10 doesn't accept as much light because the aperture itself is smaller. So I definitely noticed throughout the entire time the S9 Plus is so much better when it comes to low light shots or low light subjects in general. It is a fantastic camera despite all of the color differences. All right, guys, and there are my observations on both of these cameras. They're both great. They both have strengths and weaknesses, but you can't go wrong with either one. If you need more low light capability, the S9 Plus is the one to go to. If you want better stabilization, I say the iPhone 10. It really depends on what you want from these cameras, but again, either one, definitely a great choice. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this video made it a little bit easier to decide between one or the other of these cameras. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy your choice. Peace.